Hey everyone, this is Tappers here again, and welcome to a brand new project brought to you by Capcom, but actually more importantly, some Mr. Weird Guy that goes with some mention. So, it's been kind of a while since I've actually done any commentary projects, aside from the ongoing Mega Man Battle Network 2 that's kind of on and off because, well, you gotta get together and find times to record commentary, and it's been kind of hard lately because of what's going on, work and all, on both of our sides of the spectrum. So in the meantime, I'm going to give to you a project that has been a year and a half in the making. Well, okay, I would say at least a year, but about several years ago, I did a project called the Mega Man Kirby Challenge. Or to be more accurate, I did the Mega Man 7 fan creation Kirby challenge. But anyway, I'm skipping over a lot of the story plot and whatnot because it should be obvious by now what's going on. It's, oh no, Wily's attacking the city. Oh, but spoiler alert, it's actually somebody else doing it. It's none other than Mega Man's brother, Proto Man. Oh no, says Dr. Light with his awesome pizza tie. I mean, that's seriously a slice of pizza that he's got on his shirt, but anyway. So, apparently Proto Man is upset about the whole oppression of robots against their masters and all that good stuff. Or not terrible stuff, I should say. So, we gotta put a stop to Proto Man's ways, because surely there's a reason he's doing all of that. So we have to put on our super fighting robot, Mega Man. And in case you don't know, well, actually I won't spoil the name of this title yet because we have to get to the bottom of this. Also, for some reason, some of the text was kind of a little gray than normal, but some pretty cool sprites going on. So we gotta make sure nobody gets hurt because we can't harm humans. But yeah, this is Mega Man Super Fighting Robot, created by Matthew St. George, or Mr. Weird Guy, as I should say. So, I'm showing off some of the settings that you can go with. For this challenge, I'm putting this on normal difficulty, and to restrict myself further, I cannot die during the stage, and I'm not using any E-tanks. And then, of course, I'm using the regular Kirby challenge format. Basically, when we defeat a robot master at some point, we take their weapon and then we use it on the next stage, and then you use that weapon on the next stage, and so forth. Basically, I can't use anything else other than that. So for our first robot master, we are going to Trash Man, because we can't exactly beat his stage with his weakness. And as you can see from this stage, it kind of looks like a desolate looking junkyard. It's not, I mean, when you first go to a place called Trash Man, you'd think, oh hey, it's probably going to be another Dustman. But not quite, because there's a lot of stuff going on. You've got these trash mouths that shoot their junk at you. You've got these Doko Spookins, these skull enemies that shoot bullets every time they move. And those Pez dispensers that typically would look like the squirm generators, those are Flarpus, or I'm just going to call it a generator, just for better terms. And those were Metars. One thing you'll probably notice, besides the tombstones that are apparently a cameo to some Mega Man fan game that's forever rust in pieces or something like that, ripperonis. What was I saying? Oh yeah, sometimes when you defeat enemies, you'll see that the power-ups actually bounce. It's kind of a new little quirky feature and all that. So, something to note. Also, for anybody wondering, I'm going to be taking a lot of damage boosts at points during this run, so be aware of that. This mini-boss here is called Battery Man Z. The very first time I played this, which I should go ahead and mention, this was originally going to be a blind live commentary run, which I did have, but then I decided I'd rather go with something a little more interesting, because The fact that this is a year in the making, I've been testing this game out to see if a Kirby challenge is possible, and it was only about a month or two ago that I started testing this out, and it actually is possible. Although I will go more into details about that later. I also failed to mention a couple other robots besides the Med Towers and the Buster Joes. We also had a shove dig. They basically just shovel rocks behind them and at you. Also, this is not a boss corridor because that is actually an elevator shaft with a bunch of really dangerous enemies, particularly that Buster Joe. And a couple things to note about this game are that I'm collecting screws, which I was wanting to collect a lot of them to start this run because of something that could have happened at some point, but I decided against it. But the other thing is that there are letters. Pretty much a letter in every stage, and to, well, I may as well spoil it, you get beat in this game. And we also have Rush available from the very beginning, so that's always good to know. But the main reason I go to this stage first is because you see all these junk blocks that are littered about the stage. The weapon that that trash man that we're coming up to is weak against. Unfortunately, there's no... I mean, it is possible to use it in this stage, but because of problems with it, it's very luck dependent if I can actually get through the stage. But anyway, this is Trash Man, and he's got a somewhat set pattern. He will slide kind of a la Mega Man. He'll lob a junk bomb that, or I mean, a trash attack that'll bounce on the floor for a little while and then eventually explode. He'll either slide or something and then use one of two attacks where he'll drop a bunch of bouncing junk, which you kind of need to keep going in order to avoid, or he'll use his signature trash attack, which kind of looks almost like the junk shield in a way, except it's kind of fired off, or I should say the water shield from Mega Man 10. But having defeated Trash Man, we get a cool gray palette and some even more awesome music and sprite. We get the trash attack, which spreads out kind of like the water shield, and it also, if you use it in the air or if you just use it in general, you get a little hot. So you could, it's kind of like the tornado blow in Mega Man 9, where you get that little extra boost of momentum. And since we're done with the stage, I also am showing off what the shop looks like, because we may or may not use it in the future. Also, you can buy some hair dye in case you're feeling all stylish. But yeah, also I am not buying the Buster parts that are 400 bolts because I want this to be a pure run. So next time we'll be facing off against the next Robot Master with the Trash Attack. This has been Tappers, and I'll see you again.